You ever notice how gas stations feel different at night? I don't mean just quiet. I mean wrong. Like the light doesn't reach where it's supposed to. Like the shadows are thicker than they should be. Like the air itself is watching you. I'm telling you this because what happened to me that night still doesn't make sense, no matter how many times I replay it in my head. Before I start though, don't forget to subscribe to our channel before listening to the story, because there are many more scary stories coming up. All right. It was about 6 years ago, late December, somewhere off Interstate 80 in rural Pennsylvania. I was driving back from Chicago to New Jersey, a long haul in the dead of night. My gas light had come on, blinking persistently, warning me I wouldn't make it far if I didn't stop. The GPS at the next gas station was open. It didn't say anything about how isolated it was. I pulled in. Empty lot. One flickering pump light. The convenience store building ahead had a faint glow coming from the inside, but it looked abandoned. No cars, no people, no sound except my engine ticking as it cooled. I sat for a second, gripping the steering wheel, thinking, maybe I should just keep driving. But the needle was low, too low, so I stepped out. The air hit me, cold, sharp, heavy. No crickets, no highway noise, just the faint buzzing from the pump. The silence was so loud it made my skin crawl. As I started filling the tank, I noticed the door to the convenience store was slightly open. Not wide enough to see inside, just enough for the dim light to flicker. The bell didn't ring. Normally, the little bell above the door would jingle, right? But it didn't. I told myself, there must be someone inside. That's when I heard it. A noise from behind the building. Not footsteps exactly, more like dragging, slow, heavy. I froze. It stopped. A few seconds went by. Nothing. I laughed under my breath. Nervous, shaky laugh, the kind you tell yourself to prove you're not scared. The pump clicked, full. I walked to the door. The air inside the store was warmer, stale. It smelled old, like no one had been there in years. The lights were on, dim. The shelves were half empty, and dust covered everything. No music, no TV, no radio. I called out, "Hello?" Nothing. Then I noticed the register, open, drawer pulled out, money inside. And that's when I smelled it. Not blood, not rot, something metallic, like burnt wires. I was about to turn and leave when I heard breathing. Not mine. Behind me. Slow, deliberate. I didn't move. I couldn't. The breath got closer. Then the bell above the door rang. The door swung open. Cold air rushed in. I spun. No one. The store was empty. The door slowly closed again. Bell ringing softly. I didn't wait to investigate. I left the money on the counter and ran to my car, heart hammering, palms sweaty. I locked the doors, started the engine, and didn't look back. But the strangest part? My phone vibrated. A notification. Transaction approved. Pump number 3. 4 minutes after I left. I checked online the next morning. That gas station had been closed 3 years prior. The clerk who worked the night shifts disappeared. Never found. And I swear, sometimes, when I drive past a gas station at night, I feel eyes on me. Not a person, not even a shadow. Just presence. Some places remember, some places wait. That's the kind of night it was. And it's still the one story that keeps me from stopping at empty gas stations after dark. You know that feeling when you're driving late at night and some place just feels off? That's exactly what I felt on a road trip through Nebraska. It was around 2:30 a.m. and I was heading from Omaha to Lincoln. My tank was running low, so I checked the GPS. It told me there was a gas station ahead. I didn't know what I was walking into. I pulled in. The lot was empty. No cars. Only one flickering neon pump light. The building ahead had dim lights, but the paint was peeling, windows dusty, the kind of place that makes your stomach tighten. I laughed nervously. Of course, this is just perfect. I stepped out of the car. Gravel crunched under my boots. The night was so quiet that every little sound echoed unnaturally. No wind, no crickets, nothing, just the hum from the pump. Then I heard it. A soft thump, thump, thump. Slow, deliberate, coming from the back of the building. I froze. My heart was hammering. I told myself it was probably a raccoon or a stray dog, but it didn't sound like that. It sounded human. I approached the door slowly. The flickering neon cast long, twisting shadows across the empty lot. Each shadow seemed to move when I wasn't looking directly at it. The door creaked as I pushed it open. Inside, the store was empty. Dust coated the shelves. The register was closed. Not a single sign of life. The air smelled heavy, stale, almost metallic. I called out, "Hello?" Nothing. Then I saw it in the reflection on the glass. Someone or something was standing behind me. I spun around. Nothing. Just my reflection. Or so I thought. I tried to speak, but my voice was trapped somewhere in my throat. Then came the breathing. Slow, heavy, close. I couldn't turn around. My body refused. And then a whisper. "Don't leave." My skin crawled. Every hair on my arm stood on end. I ran to the bathroom, thinking maybe there would be some sense of normalcy there. The faucet turned on by itself. Water splashed into the sink. The mirror fogged up, but only halfway. And then a small handprint appeared on the glass. Tiny, perfect. I bolted out of the bathroom, ran straight to my car, keys shaking, hands sweaty. Started the engine, locked the doors. As I drove off, the neon light above the pump flickered.
then went out completely. The next morning, I looked up the station online. It had been abandoned for over 5 years. Other travelers reported the same. Shadows moving where there should be none. Whispered voices calling their names. Doors opening and closing on their own. Faucets running by themselves. I've never gone back. I don't even drive past that stretch at night anymore. Some places aren't just abandoned. They remember you. They wait. And sometimes, when I'm driving late at night, I catch myself staring at empty lots and flickering lights. I feel it again. Watching. Waiting. Some things you just don't want to come face to face with. Have you ever had that feeling that somewhere, someone or something is watching you, even when you know you're alone? That's exactly what I felt the night I stopped at Highway 61 gas station near Joplin, Missouri. It was past midnight. I'd been driving for hours from Kansas City, fatigue pressing hard on my eyelids. My tank was low, and the GPS said the next gas station was just 2 miles ahead. I didn't realize 2 miles could feel like a lifetime. I pulled in. Empty lot, no cars, only the flickering light of pump number 4. The building was small, old, paint peeling off the walls. Neon letters above the door read, "Open," but the place looked like it hadn't had life in years. I laughed nervously. Of course, why wouldn't it look like a horror movie set? Stepping out, I noticed the gravel crunching under my boots louder than usual. The air smelled wrong, heavy, stale, like it hadn't been breathed in years. As I approached the pumps, I saw the door slightly ajar. No bell, no sound, just the door swaying slightly, like it was breathing. I told myself it was just the wind, but deep down I knew it wasn't. Then I heard it, a scratching, slow, heavy, from the back of the building, nails dragging along concrete, deliberate. I froze. My pulse spiked. I wanted to leave, but my tank was empty. I stepped inside. The air hit me instantly. Warm but thick, suffocating, dust everywhere, shelves half empty, the register open but empty. Silence pressed in on me. I called out, "Hello?" Nothing. Then I heard it, a whisper. Finally. I spun, empty, shadows stretching across the floor. I told myself I was imagining it, maybe exhaustion, but then the whisper came again, louder this time. Finally, someone came back. My stomach dropped, my hands shook. I moved slowly toward the bathroom, hoping at least there would be a familiar place to breathe. The faucet turned on by itself. Water splashed into the sink. The mirror fogged, but only halfway. And then a handprint appeared. A child's hand. Perfect. Tiny. I bolted. My heart was hammering, every muscle tense. I ran to my car, keys shaking, doors locked, engine started. As I drove away, the door slammed behind me with a deafening bang. The bell jingled once, then silence. I kept driving, eyes on the rearview mirror. No one, no light, no movement. Then my phone buzzed. Notification. Pump number 4, transaction approved. Timestamp? 2 minutes ago. I never paid. I never touched the pump. I told a few friends. Some laughed, some were uneasy, but no one could explain it. Months later, I saw a local news report. A man had disappeared in that area, last seen at a gas station along Highway 61. The description matched perfectly. I never went back. I never will. But sometimes, late at night when I'm driving and I see an empty lot, a flickering light, I feel it again. Presence. Watching. Waiting. Some gas stations aren't abandoned. They never were. And they don't forgive.